Hey, it's AJ here. I wanted to show you how I come up with the blog content strategy for this new e-commerce site I'm working on. Since I'm not revealing my exact niche, I wanted to do it based off of something e-commercey, but that's not an industry that I'm in. So let's say I wanted to work on an e-commerce site that sells wine, specifically for people who are looking to give out wine gifts. Okay. The first thing I might do is let's understand the industry a little bit. Let's see who the players are. So Wine Gifts has a search volume of 22,000. Not bad. Can I build a whole business around that? Perhaps. Let's see who's ranking in the top here. We have wine.com, number one. We have Wine Country Baskets, number two. I've got a few more of these. Wine Enthusiast. So the competition here level is pretty high. Um, what's something that we can eventually get to with link building is a domain rank of 48. So that's pretty good to get to like the 70s and 80s. That takes a lot of work. That'll take several years. But if Wine Country Gift Baskets was a comp, then potentially that's someone who's worth going after. The next thing I might do is have a look at their website, domain rank of 49. They've been around for several years. 1,000 referring domains. They've looks like they've been going up and down with the latest Google updates. So if I carry on with this project, I want to create a blog content strategy that allows me to capture people who are interested in potentially buying some wine. So one of the ways I can do this with the blog strategy is, a lot of people they go the route of like just like general information. What I want to do is identify people who are in the middle and the bottom of the funnels. So to be in the top of a funnel means you're still just kind of doing some fact gathering. To be in the middle of the funnel, it means you've identified something that you want and you're looking for some of the best options. And then when you're at the bottom of the funnel, you've found the option you want and you're looking for the best vendor, the best website to get stuff on. So when you're looking for the best options, you might be searching for let's see. Wine Country Basket has best wine baskets, best wine gift sets, best wine and cheese things, best wine for weddings, best wine for birthday gifts. So when people are searching, they've determined that they want wine and they're trying to find out something that's right for them for their specific occasion. This is where I like to focus a content strategy on because it's you can create blog content. Google's looking for listicles and you can just be a curator instead of like teaching people exactly how to do something. A lot of people they might do how to make red wine or something, and they're assuming that if someone's looking to make red wine, maybe I'll give them a tutorial to come to my site, maybe they'll buy a red wine. Sure, but what's a higher conversion rate? Is it that, or is it someone that's looking for the best red wine to buy for a specific occasion? Um, if they're and then they determine which wine it is, the next step would be okay, where would I buy it? Well, they're already on your site, so why wouldn't they just buy it there? That's the idea. Um, Now there are probably thousands of these types of keywords. So when I came up with the content strategy, I didn't want to just sit there brainstorming. Well, should I do something for graduation, for Christmas, for like what are the different topics? I just wanted to leverage someone else's work. What a direct competitor did. I wanted to just do a data dump of all their stuff and I wanted to get it sorted automatically. So I just had a list of topics that I could start churning through. And this is the process that I like doing. So step number one is I'm looking for sites that employ the same strategy, that understand that they're looking for middle and bottom of the funnel search traffic, and that they've already created a bunch of articles like this. So we can leverage that research and just reverse engineer it, do it ourselves, do it better, do it easier, and outrank them. So let me get a few more things in order and restart this video. Okay, step number one, I'm gonna identify websites that have done this already. So Dodo Bird has some decent things here. We already identified Wine Country gift baskets having certain things. Personal Wine, okay, they've got some stuff. Wine Club reviews, okay. The next thing, once I've identified several specific targets, I want to see which of their keywords contains some of the categories that I'm going after. So I'm going after a content silo that's targeting things related to wine, but specifically people who are searching for lists and comparisons, people who are in the middle of the funnel. So I'm putting in the search operator best, and I'll just be exporting keyword results. So next I'll check out Dodo Bird. I'll put in best wine. They've got 56 keywords. Okay, we'll export those. They've got 27. Okay, we'll export those. The more of these keywords you can find, obviously the better. 335. See, that's a good one. Wine Club reviews. You can tell this is more of an affiliate SEO site. They've already done the research. The more of those you can find, the better. There's usually some kind of SEO expert in most of the niches that you're targeting. Try to find their stuff. Next thing I'm going to do is just combine all these lists into one spreadsheet. Right, I've combined it into one spreadsheet. Obviously, we're going to have some duplicates. So let's do removal of duplicates. 156 unique values remain. Now, obviously, Google is a semantic algorithm now, right? So it recognizes lots of different keyword inputs. It tries to understand what the user is actually searching for, and it gives the best result based on what that is. So before, you could optimize for a specific keyword by putting it in the title, the URL across the content. Now it's more about topical optimization. So a lot of keywords fit into the same topic group. You optimize one article for those topics. Um, you could manually go through these keywords and just group them yourselves, but a more efficient way to do it is by leveraging Google, because if you search each keyword and the first keyword and the second keyword have the same 7 results, then you know that Google thinks it's topically similar. And that's pretty time consuming to do manually. That's why it's one of the tools in SE ranking that I like doing it, because it's a keyword grouper that groups keywords specifically by Google's search results. So you enter a list of keywords, you give it how many keywords in common or how many search results in common each keyword should have in order to be considered grouped. And it takes a little bit of time. And then once it runs its process, it gives you the list of keyword groupings that then you can start using your content strategy for. So let me show you how that works. Here we go, SEO ranking, tools, keyword grouper. Best wine, US search engine. Number 3 is fine, soft is fine. Check search volume, yes. Let's copy these keywords. It's gonna cost me $1.50, totally fine. Let's see how many groupings this comes up with. All right, it took a little time, but here's the best wine sorting. It's done. Why don't we look at the results and see what we got? So there's 20 groups that came out here. It's best wine box, cheap best wine clubs, best wine gift in the world for beginners, decanter, gift baskets, labels, accessory under 100 for 50, birthday gift, best wine clubs, and then 27 which were uncategorized. Some of these may be worth also creating an article for. And it also tells you the search volumes. So just taking a big, the bigger the keyword list, the more competitors you can find to get some content ideas, the better. And then we can go ahead and export this. Okay, here's the export file. What I've done is I have this little strategy guide template here that I'll share with you. And this basically helps me identify each article that I'm going to create. So let's start there. For each one of these main groups, it's going to basically become one article. Let me clone this. I'll just clone this, expand selection, unselect all. I just want to dedupe the groups. There's 21 articles here that I could create besides the ungrouped one. Let's pull these out. These will be our main articles that we're working on. And some of these maybe I don't necessarily want to bring them in perfectly as they are. 2016, it's a duplicate here. So look at these, eyeball them, see what makes sense, see what doesn't make sense. Hopefully you get a lot more as you do this research. You can do some grunt work, and for the associated keywords, I just like to take these three, for example, and keep them all in the same box. So the best wine box, that's going to become a page for us. What kind of results are on Google? Number one, this featured snippet is listicle. Here's a listicle, here's a listicle, listicle, listicle. Obviously, so they're all just listicles, right? And then if I'm going to create a category for this, I'm going to create a page for this on my site. I can plan that out now, or I can do it later. But what I'd like to do next is I'm sourcing, since these are listicles, it's 17 things and 12 things and 45 things. Well, we need to create some content to start feeding these sites with. So here I have a product sheet, and I hire someone on an hourly basis just to go out there and find like cool stuff based on a few of my instructions. And they come in here and they wrote in a product name. They tag the product category. In your case, this column might just be main keyword. And this might not be applicable. And then you have the link to the product, a link to the image, the pricing, and the description. So we're generating listicles, and even though my theoretical company here that sells wine as gifts, a lot of, when you start doing content, a lot of people just want to link to their own products. They're like, why would I link to a competitor? Why would I give them a link? Why would I promote them? But what do we talk about when it comes to the buyer cycle, the top, middle, bottom? People who are in the middle of the funnel, they haven't decided that they want to buy your product yet. They're still just researching what kind of solution, what kind of product they need. So you need to capture this audience. And Google knows when somebody's in the middle of the funnel, and they're not going to rank your, or they may, but they don't necessarily want to rank just your e-commerce category product page that talks about wine gifts. If it thinks that users are still in that research phase, they're going to give you a bunch of listicles. And a listicle is usually one that links out to multiple different sites, gives you multiple different options. So when I hire um, my web researcher, I say I don't care, just find really cool stuff. I don't care where you find it, just find really cool stuff and fill out the template this way. So let me fill out a couple of these examples so you see what it looks like. Okay, I added a couple listings just to give some context here. So we got the product name, the product link, the image link, price range, the brand name, a description, and then we've got each one of these that are going to be turned into an article. So I tweaked out the plugin that I had created, the WP Roundup Wizard, and if you look at it, we can create a list. And there's a template here for products. So this is a product list. And one of the things that I realized when I was doing this research is that if I have one item, it can belong to multiple lists. So if I have one item, it can easily be as a beginner thing, it can easily be as a wine box, it can easily be like a really good deal. Um, and as if I have like a 200 of these topics, and I have someone that's finding 1,000 products or more, there's going to be some overlap. So that's a really hard thing to manage when just like the regular way WordPress works, where you have a listicle and then you paste in a product and then you move on to the next one, you move on to the next one. So a part of the reason why I edited this tool is I wanted to have one product item that could go into multiple lists. So step number one, if you look here for the second one, I put it in two different topics. So best wine box and then best wine for beginners. So going to WP Roundup Wizard, I'm going to create both of these lists. They're both product lists. I'm going to keep everything as do follow, sort by voting, um, and I might even have it numbered, but that's up to you. So best box wine. Okay, there's a list that I added. Let's add a best wine for beginners. There's a second list. It's a product list. Okay, so there's these two lists here. They would correspond to a specific page, and I would paste in the specific short code corresponding to what the page is. And if you look on the sheet here, here's a section where you can put in the page title, you can put in what the URL is going to be, just so you can build that out via scale, add it to your website via scale, add these lists via scale, publish it in via scale, and then start having a lot of products created, and then have someone just start entering them one by one. So that's what we'll do here with the WP Roundup Wizard. I can create a new item. It's going to be a product. Let's just push through this really quickly. We have the product link here. I had the image link copied, so I could just use it there. I have the product price, which is $4.99. You make this a do follow. It's up to you how you want to do it. We have the description here. I don't want to link to the website homepage, so I'll leave it blank here. This is published, and then for the category, this was a best wine box or best box wine. So let's submit that. And then we can do the same thing with the next one. For this one, we have two categories, best box wine, best wine for beginners. Best box wine, best wine for beginners. So now there's two things added. And you can see it's much more straightforward than creating an article, getting it published. It's you can update articles easily. You can keep curating content over time. You can build up just massive lists, and then when these sites start to rank because they're so just diverse and linking out to everything and really easy to create and really easy to update, and then as the votes change, the list order changes, so it updates in frequency. You can cause a lot of engagement if you reach out to certain vendors and tell them to promote and share this list. And then you can go to the page that you create for this. You have the shortcode posted here. You've got some unique content around the shortcode. And this is what the pages end up looking like. So if you have the 17 best box wines, here's a list of them. They can click it. It opens in a new window. You can list your own products here. You can feature them. This one has 2 items because we put 2 in there. Best wine for beginners has 1 item because we just tagged the 1. And then this is simply how I'm going to be planning my middle and bottom of the funnel content strategies, basically for any site I create in the future. It's going to be list comparisons. It's going to be targeting as many keywords as I can at once. This is not 4 or 5 blog posts a month. This is, let me swallow the entire market whole. Let me see what my competitors have done for years on research and planning and publishing and updating. Let's identify all those keywords. Let's put them into a spreadsheet. Let's plan it all out. Let's hire somebody or do it ourselves where we start curating really cool, interesting stuff. Give Google the signals that it wants, that it needs to understand that we're a resource, we're new, we're updating our content. And it's just really easy to scroll through and read. You know, we're not like house.com who has like one article which requires 17 clicks to see all the products. Everything is right here. Everything is easy to do. You don't even need expensive writers to do this because web research is probably the easiest, most cost-effective thing you can do. And that can now with the system and the software, I'm able to hire someone who's affordable, is going to be able to find cool stuff, is going to be able to automatically and easily update the database in the back end, and that's going to go to the front end in the right places. And I'm really excited about this content system that we've developed. And I think that if you're going to apply it to your own business, it's going to make a huge difference as well. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And if you want to grab the plugin, just go to special.linkeo.com/sales. There's going to be a 30% discount code there that you can check out, exclusive for Outreach Mama. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions.